Okay, we're back. This is review 1. We're on basic statistics, and we're looking at the 4th page of the first review. So, for number 19, they want you to graph the points given. And so they have it marked as X and Y. And so the scales here, deaths go from 5 all the way up to 68. So we'll go from 10 to 70. We'll go by tens, and we don't have to break it. This one we had to break it because we started with 500. And so wet bikes were like those jet skis, not like what they have now are wave runners. They look like snowmobiles in the water. These were the ones, when they first came up with them, there was a board you stood on, and it had a movable handle, and a lot of people died. And then they changed that because a lot of broken necks in the water. So this is deaths. Remember to label, remember to put a title, label the x-axis, label the y-axis. This is how many accidents there were. And then we just graph it. So we looked at each one of these, and that's 376.5. And that the next dot is the 650, and then it goes up to 20. And then there's 884, and that's also 20. So that's why they're right next to each other that way. And so on. We just keep putting the dots down. And now we look at that, and it does look like there is a linear trend. Like you could fit a line there. So that would have a positive linear relationship. Which means as the accidents increase, so do the fatalities, which makes sense. Okay, so if it were going downward, if it was dots going down this way, then it would have a negative linear relationship. And so that's they do ask you to describe the nature of the relationship. So either positive linear relationship, negative linear relationship, or no linear relationship. All right. And then for 20 here, make a pie chart. And so we do each one of the numbers are out of 1,000 people, what they do for travel, personal reasons, friends, work, or leisure. And so because it's out of 1,000, it's super easy. You just move in the decimal place 3 places. Okay, and so now what am I doing times 360 on each one of these? So these are the percents. We'll round to the nearest percent. That's 15%, that's 33%, that's 23%, that's 30%. And so, but how many degrees should each one of those be? Well, let's find out. This is supposed to be 52.56 degrees. Oops, sorry, that's not a... Here, I'll write it up there a little bit. 52.56 degrees. All right, and then 118.8 degrees, and 81 degrees, and 107.64 degrees. So the biggest piece of pie should be friends, all right, at 33 degrees. So that was 118. You just have to kind of estimate it. I think on the test it'll be a little easier than this too. So you don't have to get a protractor out. No, 180 would be straight across. 90 would be straight down. And so this is about 30 degrees more than 90. So we'll just kind of go like that. Now, the 118 doesn't get marked on there. I need to see that in your work. You have to tell me what the degrees are for each one of these. But here, you only put down the 33%. Multiply that by 100 and round to the whole number. And then label what that piece of the pie is, friends. Then let's do the smallest piece of the pie is about 52 degrees. So look, those added together, 118 and 52 is about 180. So that's going to be about the straight line across there. Right? 70, 80, yeah. So that's the smallest piece of pie. But we don't put down 52.56 degrees. I need you to calculate that to see that it's the smallest piece of pie. But we're going to just put down 15%. And that was personal. All right. So 2 left. We got 108 and 81. And yeah, that's about the rest of it here. 108 should be smaller than this one. And 81 should be just shy of 90. So here, we'll just go. So that's the 81. That's the other piece, the middle piece. That's work. That's 23% is work. And then 30% is left for leisure. And then what is, so we labeled each one, the percents that they get, and then the what each one is, personal, friends, leisure, and work. And then this is travel, is the title. And so there's our pie chart. Okay. All right. And so that's what the test. The test is going to look really, 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 really close to this review. So if you know how to do the review, you should know how to do the test. And it is an open note, open book test. So you can have that review right there. I warn you now, it's page 4 here, so this is it for the review. Study. Make sure you're familiar with the material before you sit down for that test, because those 2 hours are going to fly by. And students that don't study often run short on time. So make sure that you know how to do all this stuff. You can have this laying out and reference it, but make sure you're very familiar with the materials so you don't run short of time. The other thing that you have to be very cautious of is not to accidentally put these numbers onto the test. The test will have all different numbers on it, and so there won't be identical problems to the review. And so that means you got to make sure to use the test numbers and not the review numbers or numbers out of the book. All right? Okay. Good luck on the test.